Welcome to the Red Dice Diaries, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the top 5 content producers that I like and am currently watching. Now, I was tagged in this video originally by Sam from Chalice in Chains, and I'll put a link to his channel down below. Definitely check that out. I've been fortunate enough to play in a Fate game ran by Sam, a Mummy Returns style pulp game that was very entertaining, and again I'll put a link to that down below. I was also tagged by Chris Wilhelm from Drop Dice, who I've likewise had the good fortune to play in a Fate game with, and whose channel I very much enjoy. These channels would definitely be appearing in my top 5, but I didn't want to seem like a bit of a cop-out by just re-tagging people who tagged me. So do check out their channels since they are really great, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on 5 other channels in this video, and these are 5 channels that I've been watching recently. Now, the first one is Guildmouse. Now, Guildmouse has her own channel, but at the moment most of her videos are located on Guildmaster Dan's channel in a playlist called Tinder Twigs, and I'll put a link to that playlist down below. Guildmouse produces some great videos offering no-nonsense advice ranging from subjects as diverse as doing your research for game topics to helping your GM and being proactive in games, all done in a friendly conversational style. Channel 2 is Becky Rose's channel, and Becky's is a channel that I've subscribed to only recently after watching her self-proclaimed Player Mistakes 1 rant video, which I found very amusing and articulately explained despite the emotive subject matter. Becky's channel makes a number of instructional videos. Initially I'd glossed over a lot of them because they seemed very D&D themed, but I'll own up and say that was a mistake on my part, since although the video focuses very much on D&D style games, the advice given would prove very useful to others no matter the system. Another big thing that struck me about the channel is that a lot of videos use shots of miniatures, 3D scenery and battle maps to illustrate the points in question. This gives them a very dynamic look and is certainly not something I've seen on other channels. There are also some interesting videos on making and sculpting scenery. Now, I don't really use 3D scenery in my games, but watching the mould making and sculpting advice was extremely interesting, so I highly recommend you give the channel a look. Third on my list is Dr. Funlove TV, who is a fellow Fate head, and I absolutely love his channel. He has a wealth of knowledge about the Fate system and has recently started a series of quick GM tips. These are very short sort of information bursts where a single tip is given and explained, and it's great for the time-pressed GM, and he's soon going to be starting to diversify into other subjects as well. I highly recommend you give that a look. Fourth on my list is Tatsu 57. Now, most of the channels I regularly follow on YouTube are pretty much straight RPG channels, not surprisingly since that's my main hobby. I know Dr. Funlove TV, who I've just mentioned, is diversifying into other content, but generally I just stick to RPG channels, and this is partly because it's my main hobby and also because I only have so much time in the day to watch YouTube videos, unfortunately. However, one channel that consistently does both RPG and non-RPG content that keeps me watching is Tatsu 57. He covers loads of different stuff on his channel, from his Gear Talk videos where he discusses crafting and various equipment, to his insightful RPG videos, to his thoughts on recent movies. Tatsu has been around in the community for a while, and his channel isn't new by any means, but he still produces great content regularly. And whilst he is never afraid to broach controversial topics, they're always approached in a measured, non-sensational style. It's like you're listening to a friend shoot the shit with you about a topic, rather than having a teacher hand stuff down from on high. And I really like that approach. And finally, last but by no means least, is DBJ, and I'll put a link to his channel down there as well. And it's a channel that I've been subscribed to for some time. To the best of my admittedly shaky memory, I've not managed to get in on a game with DBJ yet. Call it the curse of conflicting time zones, but I have been in a couple of hangouts where he's been talking about RPGs. One of the things that I do enjoy about his channel is it provides a great deal of information for DMs and players, and it's all done in a conversational way where the thought and enthusiasm that DBJ puts into the hobby is very obvious. I've just started watching his new stunt work series, which talks about a perilous or dangerous environment or situation and the rules that he would use to cover them. The first deals with that old classic, the rickety rope bridge. Being extremely limited in my watching time, I love channels where they take a toolkit approach and they provide short and sharp but practical explanations of things that you can take and just import into your own game. A number of the other channels in my list do this. Certainly keeping my videos down to a short and manageable length is something I constantly struggle with, but I think DBJ excels at getting a lot of information into his videos in a way that's informative but still entertaining. I mean, after his rope bridge video, I immediately wanted to grab my Leagues of Adventure book, get the fedora and the bullwhip out, and run some sort of pulp action session with heroes rushing across a bridge to get to a hidden jungle temple with arrows and spears filling the air around them. And I think that's the mark of a great video, when it fills your imagination to such an extent that you immediately want to use it. So there you go, there's 5 channels that I'm watching avidly at the moment, and I highly recommend you give them a look. All the links, etc. will be placed down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. You consider clicking on the red dice up there to subscribe to my channel. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you have any comments, as always, put them in the box below or hit me up in the Google Plus links. I enjoy reading what you write. And until I see you next time, take care and happy gaming wherever you are in the world.